Hi everyone, here we are going to move on to review 6, which is decimal system and rounding. These are just what we need for our future topics and our lessons, so you may know many of them, so just some parts are maybe repeating for you. So the decimal system uses 10 base of 10. Everything is based on 10 and it's positional. So when you move to left, so it just goes 10 by 10. When you move to right, it's just like dividing 10 by, so that you are dividing by 10. Okay, so you move to left, so multiple by 10, divide, so right divide by 10. So I can show you this, and just here, for example, for this number. So you have, for example, you have 351.3. Okay, so what does this mean? So here you have 300. Okay, so look at this table. This table shows that here we start from ones, because it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9, and then the next one is 10. So we move to 10, and then as I go to right, I go 10 by 10, then I go 100, and then I go 1000, and then I go 10,000. And when I move to right, so it's dividing by 10. Okay, so what you can see here, you can see the decimal is here. Before that I have 1, but after that I have tenth, because when I divide by 10, then so when I divide by 10, decimal is made. Okay, so of course we don't start from 1 after the decimal. No, after decimal is tenth. Okay, when you see this all of this here means it's after decimal. Okay, so it's after decimal, it's like in the denominator. For example, it's if it's this one, it's 1 over 10, it's 1 over 100, 1 over 1000, 1 over 10,000. That's why you see those. Okay, so how can I write this number? So this is 300 and 510 and 1.3. So how do you write it? So I do 300 plus 50 plus 1 and plus 0.3. I can write this number this way. Okay, so I can write it this way. 351.3 is that number. Okay, so when you see a number, so again, when you see a number, all of them are position, all of them are based on 10. So if you have 1 and then you move to left, you have 10, and then you have 100. When you go to left, continue going to left. If you continue to go to right, you go to after decimal. It's like dividing. You are dividing by 10 every time you move. For each move you are dividing by 10. And before decimal, it's 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000, which we call it million, and then 10 million, 100 million. Okay, so we continue, and then after decimal we don't start from 1 to, no, it doesn't make any sense. So because when we do divided by 10, so it makes the decimal, so I need to do 10th. And when I see THS means it's just after decimal. Okay, so for example, here it says this example: every Canadian uses approximately 1 tree of a 45 centimeter diameter and 30.54 meter height per year. There are, so one of them centimeter, one of them meter, so it doesn't matter. So for this question we are just comparing position of 4. So there are 25.4 trees planted per person in Canada per year. In this problem, the digit 4 has different meaning. Okay, so I can show you here. So 45 centimeter. Okay, it's here. Maybe I can change the color. 45. And the other one, 30. Oops, so I can write it here. 30.54. And the other one, 25.4. Okay, so look at this. This 4 means 410. This 4 means 40. Okay, so I can do this here. This is 40, this 4. 40 plus 5. How about this 4? This 4 is 0.04. Okay, so maybe I can write it on the table here. So this means 40, this means 0.04, and this means 0.4. Okay, they have different meanings. So this one is, so for example, for this one is 100, for this one is tenth, and for this one is tens, because it's 40. Okay, so you can have different meaning for each um, uh, just for each digit that you see. Maybe if it's after decimal, so it's totally different from when it's before decimal. Okay, so what is the place value of the digit underlined in each number? Okay, so you start from 1. So see, if you don't have any decimal, so means you start from 1. If you have decimal, you start from the one before decimal. Still, you are starting from 1. So you start from 1, and then 10, and then 100. Okay, so 2 is 100 here. Okay, 1,200, as I say. Okay, so hundredths. How about here? Okay, so after decimal, I start from tenths. Okay, and then after that is hundred. Right? How about this one? Okay, so this one, oh wow, it's how many, so several digits after decimal. Okay, so this is tenth, hundred, thousand, 10,000, 100,000. Okay, so I can write it here. 100,000. We can change the color for this part, right? Okay, so next. Okay, there is no decimal, so I start from 0. It's 1, and then 10, and then 100, and then 1,000, and then 10,000, and then 100,000. Okay, so I can write 100,000. Okay, how about this one? Okay, so this one is after decimal, so it's 10. How about here? Again, this is after decimal, but how many? Okay, so it's 10, tenth, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Okay, so this is 10,000. Okay, so maybe I can change the color here. How about this one here? Okay, this one here, there is no decimal, so this is just 1,021 liter. So 1 is just ones. How about here? This is tens. Okay, because it's just 1 after decimal. Sorry, 1 after number 1. Okay, so how about this one? So remember, I start from tenth, then I go to 100, then I go to 1,000. Thousands. And this one, how about that? So I start from 1, then I go to 10, then I go to 100, then I go to 1,000. So it's 1,000. Sorry, 1,000. Okay. So again, when I see a number in decimal system, the position of decimal shows me what's going on before decimal, what's going on after decimal. Before decimal, I start from 1, and then I move 10 by 10, then I go to right, then I go to left. So 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, I continue, 10 million, 100 million. After decimal, however, it doesn't start from 1. No. When I do the decimal, it means I already divided by 10. So I do tenth, hundredth, thousand, 10,000, and you just need that th at the end of each number. Okay, again, when you move to right, you are just dividing 10 by, so every time you divide by 10 when you move to one position to you go further in right. Okay, so you can see this, you can see each digit can have different meaning, even in a word problem, so you can write those, and then you can check this one here. So a 25 cents piece is called a quarter. So of course, if I have 25 cents, that's a quarter that I have. Okay, that's a quarter of a dollar. That's quarter means divided by 4. That's why we call it so, because it's 100 cents divided by 4, which is 25 cents. Okay, so as a decimal, if I just want to say cents, so I say, okay, 25 cents, so done. But if I want to show it as a dollar, so I do it for 0.25 cents. Okay, because I say 100 cents is $1, so I can show it with decimal then. Okay, any fraction can be written as a decimal, but not all decimal can be written as fraction. And why? Remember, this is related to review 1. In review 1, when I did, if you remember, when I did number sets, I talked about rational number and irrational numbers. I said rational numbers are those that you can write them as fraction. Irrational numbers are those that you cannot write them as fraction. So if I have a decimal and I cannot write it as a fraction, they are irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. Okay? But if I have what I did want to say here, yeah. So if I have a fraction, so any fraction, yeah. If I have a fraction, for sure I can change it to decimal. Okay, but what kind of decimal? When I have a fraction, I either have a terminated decimal or I have repeating decimal. Look at this. See, I have 25 over 100, which is 0.25. Yes, I can write it as a fraction. I have 1 over 3. Sorry, I can write it as a decimal, which is ended. Okay, so I have 1 over 3. So it is 0.3 forever. It's repeating, repeating, repeating. Okay, done. So again, if I have a fraction, yes, I can use my calculator and I can go to a decimal number. At what kind of decimal number I do? Either terminated, means stops somewhere, or repeated. So a fraction, for sure, using a calculator, I can go to decimal, either terminated or repeated. But if I have a decimal number, maybe I cannot write it as a fraction. If I have irrational numbers, such as pi, pi cannot be written as a over b. Radical 2 cannot. Radical 3 cannot. Okay? So, express each fraction as decimal number. Is the decimal repeating, terminating, or non-terminating? Okay? These are what I talked about already. So, this one is 0.6. So, this is terminating. This one is 1 over 3, which is 0.3 forever. So, I use this. I use this line because 3 is repeating. 3, 3, 3, 3. Use your calculator, you can see. 2 over 7. What is 2 over 7? 2 over 7. 2 divided by 7. So it is 0.2857114. 285714. And this is repeating. So after, again, you have 285714. Okay, so and the same thing. Okay, so it is 0.285714. This is repeating. So it doesn't mean you have just one digit repeating. No. How about this? This is 3 multiple 8, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So it is 29 divided by 8, which is 29 divided by 8, which is 3.625. And the number that you see here is the same as here. Okay? So again, if I have a fraction, for sure I can change it to decimal. It's either terminated or repeated. But if I have a decimal, maybe I cannot write it, for sure some of them, I cannot write it as fraction. Which one? Those irrational one. So like pi, radical 2, radical 3, radical 5. I cannot write it as a over b. I cannot. They are neither repeated nor terminated. They are just continuing. I cannot guess. They are not repeating, and they don't end. Okay? These. So, okay, so I can maybe type it. That's easier. Okay? Neither terminated nor repeated. Okay. These. So I can do that, and I can just do this one, and I can do this one. Yeah. Also I can do this one. Okay. So now write the following fraction as decimal and also in the word in words. Okay. So what's that? This is 0.1. This is 0.01. This is 0.001. This is 0.0001. This is 0.00001. Right? I want to show you something. When I have in the denominator, for example, if I have 10, so that's just 1 0. Okay? If I have 100, so I do 2 zeros. So if I, so, but when I do 1 over, when I do 1 over 10, if I want to go to decimal, so you see 1 0 here, but you don't see any 0 after decimal, because 1 over 10 helps you to make the decimal. So you always have 1 less. Look at this. Here you have 2 zeros. Here you have 1 0. Here you have 3 zeros. Here you have 2 zeros. I want to emphasize here because sometimes students make mistake. You can use your calculator, of course, but even sometimes they don't know, they are confused by the calculator answer. They will say, oh, what's wrong here? I have 5 zeros, but I see 4 here. Okay? Because one of them is helping you to make the decimal. So that's why. Okay, so now, what do you write here? So it is 1/10. 1/10. Okay? So this is, how about this one? Or you can say, for example, 10th. But because I have just 1, so I say 1/10. So 1,000. 100. 1. Let me see. 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. 10,000. I just need th for the end. Okay, so, and the last one, 1. So 100,000. Yeah. Okay. So, and I can use this. So I can show you with this one, this one, this one, because after decimal. Okay. Now we want to know how to write decimal numbers in Word. Write the number to the left of the decimal as a whole number. Okay? Replace decimal with and. Okay? Write the number after the decimal just with the place value of the last digit. Okay? So I show you what do I mean. What is the number here? 20, 26, and 490. Okay, see, I don't use any th until end. 98. Okay, hundredths. Okay, so write the number to left to the decimal as whole number. Yes, we did as whole number. Then I do and. Then I write the number after that. Okay, so I just write the number to the right of the decimal, just using the place value of the last part. Okay, see, I just say 498. So it seems nothing is after decimal. Then I say 498 hundredths, because it's the last one, which is for 8. Okay, the last one I use the last one with the last digit. Using the last digit. So how about after? So you can stop the video and do it on your own. Okay? So here you can say 7,000. So 1,000. 7,000. Yeah, 7,000. So I can use this one here and also maybe here. If I can move, yeah, this one. Yes, so I change it to this. Yeah, so yeah, so maybe I can do this, doesn't matter. Okay, right? So how about that one after? Yeah, how about the one here? Okay, so what do you do here? So 800, oops, 100, 40, 840, and so I use this and after, so 67. So I change the color. So 60, yeah, okay, so 67. Okay, so what is the last digit? So see, you start from 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So now you do 100,000s. Okay, maybe I have to make this one. Yeah. Okay, so the whole thing red. Okay, so yes, let me see what's going on. Okay, I'm just looking for the color here. Okay, so this one, and also I can use this one. Yeah, this. Okay. Yes. Okay, so now you can continue here and do for these. So the same thing, the same as I did. So for example, 3 and 351. Okay, then you say 10,000 because of 1. 10,000. Okay, so how about B? Okay, 154 and 234 hundredths because of 4 at the end. Okay, 45 and 29 hundredth. Okay, because it's just for 9, right? So let's do it. Okay, 3 and 351. Okay, the first digit is 10, 100, 1000, 10,000. Okay, so 10,000s, and then I do this, and then I do this one, just to show you what's going on. Okay, how about here? 154 and 234. Okay, stop. Now tell me what is the position of 4. So the first one, which is 2, is 10th, 100, 1000. Okay, so now you write 1000 here. So let me see. 10, 100, 1000. Yeah, 1000. Thousands. Okay, so now you can do this. Now right here, the first one is 10th, 100, 1000, and this one I need and. Okay, so how about this? 40, 45 and 29 hundredth. Okay, so 100. Okay, so you write before decimal the same as you see, just for example 3 or 150, sorry, 154 or 45. Instead of decimal you put and. After decimal again you write without any thinking about any decimal. Just at the end you put the position and the place value of the last number. Here the last number is 1, which is 10,000, because the first one is 10th, 100, 1000, 10,000. How about this? This is 10, 100, 1000. How about this? This is 100. Okay? So convert decimal to fraction. How do you change decimal to fraction? Easy. So how many number you see after decimal? 3. It means it's divided by 1000. Okay, see, write the number to the left of the decimal as whole number. Count the number of digits in the decimal and divide by 1 followed by the same number of zeros. Okay, so I don't memorize these steps and I don't recommend you memorize them. Every time I just want you to do one example and then it stays in your mind forever. So 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 1000. 8, 9, 4 divided by 10 because you see 1 after decimal. So 6, 7, 4 point, oops, sorry, 54 divided by 100. 86 divided by 100. And I can simplify. Okay, so maybe I can just do this. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5. So it is 4, 6, 9. Am I right? Yes, 469 divided by 200, which is how many 200 I do have there? 269 over 200. Okay? Yeah. Did I say yes? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5. And that's 400, so 69. Yes. So the next one, 8, 9.4, which is 894 divided by 10. Okay, so I finish here and continue for some reason.